Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday. Elaine Stein here in my kitchen. I'm self-proclaiming it Pumpkin Week because it's the last week of October and going into November. And you know, there's always these random like National Hug Days or National Pancake Day. So I think there should be a National Pumpkin Week. So this is it. Today I'm doing scones. So I'm doing them just gluten-free, dairy-free. However, in the notes that I'll blog about later, and I'll link it in the comments below, there will be a paleo version where you can use coconut flour and tapioca flour to make them totally paleo if you are sensitive to grains. Okay, so here we go. I used some gluten-free oats to make oat flour. You can just buy the oat flour, the same brand. It comes in just oat flour, but I have 2 cups of gluten-free oats. Okay, let me get this ready here. Oven is preheated to 350. I have my little cheat sheet here because this is not one of my regular recipes. I usually do it around this time. And what I love about it is it makes about 8 to 10 scones. And if I don't eat them right away, or my family doesn't eat them, they're totally freezable. And they taste just like the Starbucks scones. And so I used to go to Starbucks and get, you know, a latte and a scone. And first of all, I was eating GMO crap, tons of sugar, chemicals, and spending like 10 or 15 bucks. So not necessary. Okay, so we got the 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of coconut sugar, all organic if possible. I don't usually measure, and actually I'm probably not. For the sugar I might. This is 1/2 cup. Coconut sugar is just, you know, lower glycemic, a little bit healthier. If you're trying to if you're trying to stay away from all sugar, you can definitely use maple syrup. Keep it totally paleo. Okay. I remember what I was going to do before I started too much. So this recipe calls for coconut butter. I haven't used this since last year around this time, and so but it keeps well in the pantry. And so I didn't have to go to the store to buy any of the ingredients here because I keep all this kind of stuff on hand because it's in pretty much everything that I make. Okay, so I'm going to melt a 1/4 cup of the coconut butter. I'm estimating. And the coconut oil, which I think is 1/2 cup. Yep. And I don't know. I've read research both ways about microwaves. I tend to stay away from them if possible. I just don't know, you know, I don't want to be doing anything harmful if I can help it. So I have the oven preheated, so I'm going to stick the coconut butter and the coconut oil in to melt into the oven. Don't let me forget about it. Okay. There we go. I'll be right back. Okay, next we have a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, and I forgot to say, so there's some icing on these scones, and so I always keep some nuts in the freezer. So like I keep almonds, cashews, walnuts, lots of different types of nuts in the freezer since I don't use them all the time. And I am soaking them. This is going to be part of the icing. So I'm soaking a cup of cashews, and that should be soaked in hot water for 15 minutes. Okay. Got the coconut butter going, the vanilla, baking soda, teaspoon, and I will measure this. And 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I actually don't know what this does. If any of you guys know what apple cider vinegar does, but it's in a lot of the recipes that I've researched, and I kind of have been putting different recipes together for this one. So 2 teaspoons, 1, 2. Salt, and I'm out of my Maldon salt, which I usually use. I just say a dash. I don't know, like 1/2 teaspoon maybe. And the pumpkin. So you can absolutely roast your own pumpkin. I'm not going to. I'm just going to use 3/4 cup of canned pumpkin. I've seen boxed pumpkin if you're worried about BPA in cans. Okay. And pumpkin pie spice. A friend of mine just showed me about this brand called Flavor Gods. So I've been trying out some of their spices, and I like them. They're good. Or you can just get organic pumpkin pie spice. Or if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, what is it, like cloves, cinnamon? I don't even know what all is in pumpkin pie spice. A teaspoon of this. And I think we're good to go. Oh, let me go get the coconut butter and the coconut oil. Okay, that's going in. Kind of melted. Okay. Got everything. Yes. Okay, here we go. I always, whenever I bake anything, or I mean, I use the Vitamix for everything. You could use a food processor, a stand mixer, or you probably could mix this by hand, but Vitamix is so easy. Here we go, pumpkin. Okay, it's naturally going to be thicker since they're scones. It smells really good. Woo! Okay. One recipe that I followed for a while said to chill the dough before you like cut it into the little scone pieces, but I'm just going to go for it. Okay, here we go. A spatula. And you can kind of shape these however you want. Oh gosh, what am I gonna do? How sticky is it? It's not that bad. I'm gonna make one long like brick and then cut it into triangles. Ooh, this is thick. Okay. Gonna go for my hands. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if I remember if I'm doing this part exactly right. Okay. Oh, this is not going to move so easily. Okay, change of plans. I'm going to make circles. Got to be flexible, right? Somehow I made triangles last time. I forget. And these aren't gonna spread very much, so you don't have to leave too much space in between them. I'm gonna try to make them about the same size though, so they cook evenly. All right, these are gonna go in the oven for about 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, these are not that pretty, but they'll taste good. I was gonna have these like perfect triangle scones, you know? Whatever, it's all good. Okay, I gotta wash my hands. And then we'll start with the frosting. These are gonna go in the oven. If you don't have a Silpat mat, put on just parchment paper. Okay, are these about the same? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This made 10. You could totally double the recipe if you're making this for a breakfast or want extras to freeze. Okay, good enough. Okay, this is going in the oven. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. "20 minutes is set on the timer. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna clean up a tiny bit. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna use my little personal size Vitamix now so that the frosting ingredients are going in. Okay, frosting ingredients, a cup of cashews. Let me, these are soaked in very hot water. They've been soaking for about 20 minutes, so they're nice and soft. If you want to skip this step, you can definitely just purchase raw cashew butter, just at any health grocery store. A cup of soaked cashews, a third cup of maple syrup. I don't know, I'm estimating. You could also use honey, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and you can use a tablespoon of either non-dairy milk or water. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of water. And so you might have to play around with the consistency. It should be kind of a frosting, so it should be pretty thick. But actually, we're not going to frost anything until it's the scones are totally cool. So I'm just kind of pre-making this. Okay, so this is the frosting and you're all good. Like, you're good to go with everything now. You would just wait the 20 minutes for the scones to come out. But if you want to get super fancy and extra Starbucks-like, you know how Starbucks has it's like a pumpkin-y drizzle on top? So what I'm doing is I'm pouring out some of the frosting to use on the scones, but I'm leaving in like either a fourth or a third of the frosting stuff. And I'm going to add in, for just some extra fun, oh yeah, I'll get a new spoon. I'm gonna add in some pumpkin. It's gonna add a little color, probably like a tablespoon. I'm gonna add in a dash of cinnamon and some more pumpkin pie spice. And then I'm gonna have that extra fun drizzle thing. Okay, let's get that blended and then we're all good. Actually going to get super duper fancy, and I'm going to put this second frosting in a baggie. Oh, it's not as dark as I thought. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the reason why I'm putting it in a baggie is because, and actually I have a lot right here too. When it's time to frost, I'm going to first use the white frosting just with a knife or something. So we'll say 20 minutes have passed, the scones are out, they've cooled. I'll put this frosting on, and then I will just like make a little snip here and then put a drizzle of the fun pumpkin color frosting on. So I will blog about this. I'll have a recipe up shortly, and I'll put it in the comments, but so not hard, so easy, and you know what's in them. I mean, I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 ingredients here. Organic, non-GMO, so it's good stuff. So I hope you guys are having an awesome week. Tomorrow, I'm actually not sure what I'm going to make. I have a list of like 10 recipes that I love. So I'm gonna decide which to do tomorrow, but join me again tomorrow for day 2 of Pumpkin Week. And I'll post pictures of the finished product, but super easy. You should do it and have a good week. Bye guys.